At first glance, WAIC 2026 looked like another robotics exhibition filled with humanoids walking around exhibition halls. But after looking more closely, a much bigger picture began to emerge. Companies were no longer presenting robots as isolated machines. They were showing robot factories, AI operating systems, computing clusters, consumer devices, industrial automation, and cloud infrastructure designed to work together. Even China's long-term AI strategy extended beyond Earth with new plans for space-based computing. The robots may have attracted the crowds, but they were only one piece of a much larger story. So today we're breaking down the biggest announcements from WAIC 2026 and exploring why this year's conference could become one of the most important moments in the evolution of AI and robotics. The conference ran from July 17th to 20th across 3 major areas of Shanghai. More than 1,100 exhibitors presented over 3,000 exhibits, while more than 300 products made their global debut. The total exhibition area crossed 100,000 square meters for the first time, making this the largest WAIC ever held. Each zone focused on a different part of the industry. The World Expo Center held the flagship robots and keynote events. Zhangjiang focused on AI chips and computing systems. The West Bund became the consumer zone, filled with AI phones, smart glasses, companion robots, and creative tools. But the biggest crowds gathered around the robots, and the machine that attracted the most attention looked more like a movie prop than a normal industrial product. Unitree brought the GD01, a giant manned mecha standing around 9 feet 2 inches, 2.8 meters tall. With a pilot inside, it weighs close to 1,100 pounds, 500 kilograms. The operator sits inside a cockpit built into the upper body and directly controls the machine. The GD01 can walk in a 2-legged form, then lower itself and transform into a 4-legged rolling vehicle. Unitree describes it as a new type of transportation platform. It also starts at roughly $574,000, making it the most expensive product the company has ever offered. The GD01 was revealed before WAIC, so Shanghai was its largest public showcase rather than its official launch. But the mecha was not actually Unitree's most important announcement. The company also revealed its unmanned robot factory for the first time. Inside this facility, autonomous machines help manufacture other robots with almost no human involvement on the production line. The idea of robots building robots has appeared in movies for decades. Unitree is now trying to turn it into a real manufacturing process, and scale is exactly where the company already has an advantage. Reports indicate that Unitree shipped more than 5,500 humanoid robots during the previous year. Its entry-level R1 also starts at around $6,000. So the real Unitree story was not simply a giant machine towering over visitors. It was the combination of lower prices, higher production volume, and factories that may eventually automate their own expansion. AGIBOT made an even broader announcement. On July 18th, the company introduced 4 new systems at once: the A3 Ultra full-size humanoid, the X2 Edu research platform, the G2 Max industrial robot, and the OmniHand 3 Ultra M robotic hand. The A3 Ultra was the main attraction. It uses NVIDIA's Thor processor and delivers up to 700 TOPS of onboard computing power. In simple terms, the robot has enough processing capacity to study its surroundings, plan movement, and react to changing conditions without sending every decision to an outside computer. But computing power is only useful if the robot knows where it is. So AGIBOT combined GPS, RTK, and UWB positioning. Together, these systems give the A3 Ultra centimeter-level accuracy indoors and outdoors. What shocked you most at WAIC 2026? The giant mecha, robots building robots, or the new AI systems? Share your answer in the comments. This could allow it to move through factories, warehouses, campuses, or public spaces without constantly losing track of its position. The robot can also operate for up to 8 hours and supports hot swappable batteries. When one battery runs low, workers can replace it without shutting the robot down for a long charging break. That 8-hour figure is important because it matches a normal work shift. Many humanoids can complete an impressive task for a short video. Far fewer are designed to keep working through an entire day. More than 30 AGIBOT robots were reportedly operating across the conference venues. So the company was not only presenting one new machine, It was showing the pieces of a larger robotic ecosystem, from full-size humanoids to industrial platforms and dexterous hands. The next company demonstrated what happens when the environment refuses to cooperate. At Galbot's booth, the dual-arm G1 prepared breakfast while people repeatedly pushed it and interfered with the task. One arm continued working, while the other recovered or moved to another action. The robot kept preparing toast and pouring drinks without restarting the complete sequence. This may sound like a simple demonstration, but unexpected interference remains a major problem for robots. Many systems work only when every object stays exactly where expected. Move one cup or block one arm, and the whole routine can fail. Galbot's AstroBrain model connects vision, planning, manipulation, and recovery. Instead of following one fixed path, the robot can adjust when the scene changes. But Galbot's strongest proof was not at the booth. Its smart pharmacy robots are already operating continuously across hundreds of instant retail warehouses in dozens of Chinese cities. The machines retrieve medicine, pack orders, and prepare them for delivery. The company has also installed more than 170 Galaxy capsule service terminals across over 40 cities. The breakfast demonstration showed flexibility. The pharmacy network showed that the technology is already completing useful work and generating commercial value. Fourier Intelligence moved the conversation from factories and pharmacies into the home. The company introduced Embodied Home, a system designed to turn spoken requests into complete household tasks. The goal is not simply to tell a robot where to move. Fourier wants the machine to understand the meaning of a request, divide it into smaller actions, and complete the job inside a normal living space. The company also showed 3 different robot bodies: the wheeled dual-arm GRW, the smaller GR Mini Humanoid, and the desktop-sized GR Nano Companion Robot. This reveals an interesting strategy. Fourier is not assuming that one human-sized robot will perform every household job. A wheeled machine may be better for carrying objects. A small biped could work in tighter spaces. A desktop robot may focus on communication and companionship. What do you think will happen first? Robot-run homes, robot-run stores, or fully robot-run factories? Drop your prediction in the comments below. The future home may use several types of robots rather than one universal machine. The rest of the robotics floor was packed with more specialized machines. Pudu Robotics gave the Pudu D7 semi-humanoid its offline global debut. Instead of walking on 2 legs, the D7 uses a mobile base with a humanoid upper body. This gives it useful arms without wasting energy on balance, which may make more sense inside hotels, hospitals, restaurants, and warehouses. Fast Evolution brought the Booster T-Series, fresh from winning the 2026 RoboCup Championship. The humanoids demonstrated smooth football movements and coordinated teamwork. Deep Robotics created one of the most popular experiences by allowing visitors to ride one of its advanced quadruped robots. BrainCo introduced a graphical development platform that makes it easier to create brain-controlled robotic applications without writing large amounts of specialized code. Then, at the center of the hall, a team of humanoids operated a live new energy vehicle production line. The system covered 5 different processes, including battery module assembly and interior installation. This was still an exhibition environment, so it should not be confused with a normal commercial factory. But the direction was clear. Humanoid robots are no longer being presented only as separate machines performing isolated tricks. Companies are beginning to place them inside complete production workflows. And that brings us to the technology powering many of these systems. Huawei physically displayed the Atlas 950 SuperPOD D for the first time. The machine connects 8192 Ascend 950 DT processors through an architecture called Unified Bus 2.0. Normally, thousands of chips behave like separate computers that constantly exchange information. Unified Bus is designed to make their memory behave more like one shared space. This allows all 8192 processors to operate as one enormous logical machine. Multiple SuperPODs can then be connected into the Atlas 950 supercluster, which Huawei says can scale beyond 500,000 Ascend processors. Huawei also claims the Atlas 950 delivers 6.7 times the computing power of NVIDIA's NVL144. That figure comes directly from Huawei and has not been independently confirmed, but the more important point is where the system came from. The Atlas 950 was built without American components after export restrictions cut Huawei off from advanced US chips. Instead of trying to defeat NVIDIA with one processor, Huawei is connecting large numbers of domestic chips and improving the system around them. This approach became one of the main themes in Zhangjiang. More than 100 chip and infrastructure companies displayed processors, computing clusters, and networking systems. The industry often calls this chip bonding. Many domestic chips are connected together to overcome the limitations of any single processor. China may still face disadvantages in advanced semiconductor manufacturing, but WAIC showed how the country is trying to compete through scale, architecture, and control of the full computing stack. The AI race is no longer only about smarter models. It is also about who controls the chips underneath them, so subscribe to stay ahead of what happens next. The AI model companies pushed just as hard. Moonshot AI attracted huge crowds with Kimi K3, a 2.8 trillion parameter open-weight model designed for software development, research, and multimodal tasks. Moonshot claims the model can compete with or outperform major systems from OpenAI and Anthropic on selected benchmarks. Those claims still require independent testing, but Kimi K3's open-weight design may be just as important as its scores. Developers can study, modify, and deploy open systems more freely than closed models. Minimax introduced the M3 multimodal model with a 1 million token context window. This allows it to process extremely long documents, large codebases, or extended business records in one session. Alibaba previewed Qwen 3.8 Max, a multimodal system that can work across text, images, video, and documents. Alibaba places the model at roughly 2.4 trillion parameters. Baidu also presented a full product stack covering chips, cloud infrastructure, models, and AI agents. Organizers counted 108 chips and more than 260 large models across the exhibition. But one of the biggest competitive differences was cost. Reports around the event suggested that several Chinese models operate at only a fraction of the price of comparable American systems. That could have a major effect on adoption. The most powerful model does not always become the most widely used. A cheaper and more open system can spread much faster among startups, universities, and developing countries. The West Bund showed how this intelligence may reach normal consumers. Honor introduced its robot phone, which contains a titanium alloy robotic gimbal that physically rises from the device. The camera can rotate and track a subject across 360 degrees, turning the phone into a moving AI camera rather than a flat device held in one position. Honor developed the imaging system with cinema camera company ARRI and plans a wider launch in August. Nubia's Navix Ultra and StepFund's Steps Neo were also presented as AI agent phones. The rest of the zone included smart glasses, companion robots, music generation systems, video tools, and virtual human experiences. China even extended its AI plans beyond Earth. The country announced its first space computing innovation center, focused on placing AI chips, large models, and cloud systems directly aboard satellites. Do you think Honor's robot phone is the future of smartphones or just another flashy experiment? Share your honest opinion in the comments. One proposed network includes 2,800 satellites by 2035. The idea is to move part of the computing load into orbit, where future systems could avoid some of the land, cooling, and energy limitations faced by massive data centers on Earth. This remains an ambitious long-term plan, but it shows how far the infrastructure race is expanding. The final major announcement was not a robot, model, or computing system. One day before the main exhibition opened, 29 countries signed the agreement creating the World Artificial Intelligence Cooperation Organization, or WAICO. The China-backed body will be headquartered in Shanghai and is intended to support AI standards, training, international cooperation, and access for developing nations. President Xi Jinping delivered his first WAIC keynote and called for open AI development, international cooperation, and systems that remain under human control. He also pledged 5,000 AI training opportunities for developing countries. The conference launched WAIC Academic as well, a new research track chaired by Turing Award winner Andrew Yao. Richard Sutton served as an international co-chair, while researchers including Yoshua Bengio joined discussions covering reinforcement learning, world models, open-source agents, AI coding, and AI for science. WAICO is still at an early stage. Details about its budget, enforcement power, and long-term decision-making structure remain unclear. But its creation shows that China is not only competing over robots, chips, and models. It is also trying to influence the international rules surrounding artificial intelligence. And that is the real story of WAIC 2026. The conference connected three powerful layers. Humanoid robots are moving toward factories, stores, pharmacies, and homes. Chinese companies are building a computing stack designed to reduce dependence on American technology. And China is creating new international institutions around AI governance. American frontier labs were barely visible on the exhibition floor. Meanwhile, Chinese companies openly compared their models with OpenAI and Anthropic, displayed hardware built without US components, and showed robots operating inside complete workflows. Not every claim has been independently verified. Many demonstrations still happened in controlled environments, and several political plans remain incomplete. But the direction is difficult to ignore. The global AI race is no longer only about building the smartest model or the most advanced humanoid. It is becoming a competition over who can connect robots, models, chips, factories, consumer devices, and policy into one complete system. And at WAIC 2026, China showed that it intends to compete across every layer at once. Not every claim has been independently verified. Many demonstrations still took place in controlled environments, and several long-term plans still have a lot to prove. But one thing was impossible to miss. WAIC 2026 was no longer just about showing the next impressive robot or the next powerful AI model. It showed how robotics, artificial intelligence, computing infrastructure, and real-world deployment are beginning to come together as one connected ecosystem. And with this industry changing faster than ever, subscribe to the AI Nexus now so you do not miss the robots, breakthroughs, and hidden developments that could shape what happens next. Because if this conference is any indication, the next stage of the AI race will not be decided by a single breakthrough. It will be decided by who can turn all of these pieces into systems that work together in the real world.